Yay! What's up, guys? We are actually getting a cast in today. Just under the wire. It's 11:42 where I am, so it's technically still a casting day. And wherever you are, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It sounds like the introduction to a religious program, but it's not. And if you need that proved to you, I will, I don't know, bite the head off a bat or something like. But you can't see that, so I'll do it anyway. It's fine. You just have to trust me.
What you guys didn't know was that this is actually a sensual meditation class with Quincy and Enthos.
Pretty much. I mean, your roommates are asleep or whatever, so you have to be quiet. I worked out for the first time in like 2.5 weeks, so I basically just want to go to sleep. So this is going to be a chill cast, and feel free to take some LSD and just listen to us, because it's probably going to be a really good time.
In fact, we advocated people.
Oh yes.
So if you have any, please
let me
do yourself a favor.
Let me make it clear. I am not advocating drug use. Drugs are bad for you, okay? But
I don't know about that. Certain ones.
But you should probably take some LSD. But don't do drugs, guys. Drugs are bad.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't. Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, we got PI taking on Izu in a clash that should probably go PI's favor, to be totally honest, because they were in Diamond, and did they even play a round of 16 match? They were a crap ton of forfeits. They did. They beat Superheroes Play on HoN, which actually is a solid team comprised of some heroes that, well, it was a solid team. Apparently it's now, there's nobody else there. But there were names there that I remember. I think Curson was on that team. Apparently he ditched, who else? Teletubbies, yes. Apparently he ditched Teletubbies, picked up Superheroes Playing HoN, and our very own Shorcan, who shows up here every so often when he's not too busy studying airplanes, mentioned that actually that was a pretty solid series for them, so I expect them to still win this series, but they did pretty well in this round of 16. They're looking pretty solid after a bit of an issue in the Diamond Division last time.
I'm just so excited to see my love Shorcan back in action.
Right?
It's been so long since I've cast one of his games.
And they picked a Parasite, so
yeah, I wonder if they're gonna give him the Shorcan.
You think so? I mean, Zive ran the Suicide Parasite like last cycle for BMG, so
really?
File. Yeah.
How did that work out?
Actually, they won that game against Sync.
That's beautiful.
So, how did you? Do you not watch HoNcast? Apparently not watch HoNcast.
I've been so busy the last couple weeks. It's good to be back, Quincy. It really is.
Well, I would say it's good to have you back, but I don't like to lie to my viewers.
Oh, bastard.
Hate is the only way I know how to connect to people, Enthos. Please help me. I need help. I need therapy.
Maybe LSD would be a solid fix for you as well.
You know what? I think that's going to solve a lot of problems for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we're learning today is that LSD just fixes everybody's problems. But it's not going to give Izu more time to make this pick. They're already down to 40 seconds of extra time, and they take a Glacius, which is weird to me. There's an empath right there, and you picked a Glacius?
Time is relative.
Wrong.
Actually, it could possibly give them more time to pick.
No,
think about it.
No, LSD does not. Time is only relative as your velocity changes.
Clearly, you haven't been listening to the interview from Jaden and Willow Smith as of late.
That's true. I haven't been listening to them, and they are theoretical physicists, so they probably know what they're talking about when it comes to the relativity of time. I mean, there's Einstein, and then there's the Smith children, and we know.
Philosophers extraordinaire, nuclear physicists, quantum physicists, you name it.
They're not even being traditionally schooled because, as you know, traditional schools like bad for reasons, and Einstein was probably traditionally schooled, so they got that right there. I mean, how smart can you really be?
I think that what they said in that interview yesterday, a lot of it was kind of ridiculous. They touched up base on some good things, but like traditional schooling nowadays is bullshit for a large part. My high school education taught me very little.
Yeah.
But, in Einstein's day, I'm sure they taught you more.
I don't know if it was that much better. I mean, for one thing, they were basically like, "Are you female? Are you black? Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well-rounded your education can be when you exclude 70%
I
of
agree
the
with
population.
no,
But
I agree with the female one.
yeah,
I'm not sexist. I'm not sexist at all.
no, but that's true. I think. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying anymore. This is the part where I get hit with a wave of tiredness, but it's fine. They banned heroes at some point. Rhapsody Kraken for Slasky and Cthulhu Geomancer. Geomancer ban interesting. File plays a solid Geomancer, but that's a bit odd. It did leave the Swiftblade and the Parasite open, but apparently Slasky's more interested in picking the Parasite. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not sure if they'd first pick the Parasite on the Hellborn side, but I guess they just like Shortcan that much.
I know I like Shuriken that much.
Yeah.
No homo.
Interesting that also the first ban on Rhapsody. That's odd to me. I mean, Rhapsody's a very good hero, but we're really seeing her fall down the ladder in terms of bans and picks. She's gotten substantially worse in the last couple of cycles as people have learned how to deal with her. I don't know if that's really trickled down to Gold Division, but it seems like it probably should have. Other thing that's weird is FJ has not picked Soul Stealer. Slasky Red has not banned Soul Stealer, and that's kind of shocking to me because FJ plays Soul Stealer.
Who is FJ? I've heard that guy's name a lot.
Frederick Jacobson or something like that. That's his actual name.
Well, looking at his stats, he has a 40% win rate, so this guy must be the shit.
I'll give you one hint where he came up with the name FJ. And I already gave it to you, so now you have to figure it out.
The FJ Cruiser, that big, ugly-looking SUV from Toyota.
That's probably it.
Yep. I'm a genius, Quincy.
Yep.
I am Einstein.
Pretty much. So what you're saying is you can't hold a candle to Willow and Jaden Smith.
They're my mentors, what can I say?
Their minds transcend all of ours.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because living.
Bubbles and Prisoner. File plays a good Bubbles, so probably Suicide Bubbles. Prisoner mid. Slasky plays a lot of really good hook heroes. You guys getting a really solid draft here. Hellborn team have a pretty good draft as well. I guess the Glacius makes more sense when they have Pebbles on top of it. It's going to provide some solid mana for a hero that needs it. And Glacius and Swiftblade still a strong combination, but FJ still not going for the jungle route. They do have Ophelia open, as well as Keeper of the Forest and some non-traditional junglers like Lego and Solstice. And they're actually going to get the empath stolen from them, so I wonder if this will push them into a jungle option.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I like the Legion's lineup a lot right now. I think
too.
the Prisoner fits very well with the Bubbles and the Empath, especially Bubbles, man. Bubbles ulti just goes so well with that Prisoner ulti.
Hey, guess what? If you run away, you get stunned. If you stay here, you get stunned.
Pretty
Eat
much.
shit.
Now, I've seen Izu pick up Pebbles quite a few times when we've casted them before. I think it's that Sickening guy, the gray guy, and he actually did quite well with Pebbles if I recall correctly. But it looks like they've added, they had a couple, maybe 3 new players. The only 2 that I recognize are Sickening and Frankie.
FJ is a part of this team, and he's been a part of the team for a long time. He doesn't always play with them. I guess he's got other stuff to do. But yeah, I'm a Lover and Mandix. I don't think that they were there before. I want to say Mandix was actually on... Again, I want to say Teletubbies. Either Teletubbies or Rating Before Dating. I think he was on one of those 2 teams last cycle. I think it was Rating Before Dating, which is now WOG, a.k.a. something else.
Warlords of Draenor?
Yes, WOG is Warlords of Draenor.
I thought you said WOD the D.
No, Wake of Gods. There you go.
I know how much you love the D, Quincy.
Yep. I've got one. It's kind of cool.
I love the Mage Bane pick. In the words of Artifa, cannot lose with this hero.
I didn't pick a Mage Bane.
Oh. I don't know.
How the hell are you that much further ahead of me?
As I said, man, this stuff it transcends time. It's all relative.
Wait, I'm at 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19
that's right.
on the replay calendar. Did you look at those match stats?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're such a fucking cheater.
Quincy.
This guy. Yeah. Mage Bane solid pick. And they're going to have Prisoner mid, probably with Empath, Mage Bane solo bot, Parasite Woods, Bubbles Suicide. Another thing I'm concerned about with the Hellborn side, and they're going to last pick up Puppet, so that's going to be a support Puppet.
What the hell are they thinking?
That's fine.
That's such a greedy lineup, man.
I mean, it's a support Puppet, but it is a greedy lineup.
I would have liked to see a better follow-up support hero. I don't think Puppet's the best follow-up support hero.
I think the only way they get away with this... Oh, shit. I don't know how they're going to do this. Because they need to tri-lane, I feel like. I don't really know if I want to send a Suicide Swiftblade against a Mage Bane, because he's going to get mana burn and he can't spam. That's going to be a problem, especially with the Parasite in the woods. But they have to put... Pebbles can't solo lane, and they need somebody to stack woods.
What about this? What if they put Pebbles with a tri-lane bot with Puppet Master and Glacius, Swiftblade goes top solo, and DR goes mid?
Yeah, but that solves most of the problems. And that's what I think they're probably going to do. The issue is, like I said, they need somebody to stack woods, because that's the only way they're going to get out from under the greed.
Well, I'd be surprised to see a Puppet Master Swiftblade bot, but I mean, if indeed they are going to stack woods constantly, I think that's maybe Puppet Master top with Pebbles. I don't know how that would work.
And that's the problem is, no matter what, I feel like this isn't going to work. I mean, however their lanes go, it's either they're going to have to solo the Pebbles, they're going to have to suicide the Swiftblade, which I think is going to go very, very poorly, or they're not going to be able to stack the woods. And I think they need to do all of those things, because you can't solo Pebbles anymore. It's just you can't do it.
Yeah,
Prisoner's going to crush him.
It's very awkward team fight from Izu, in my opinion. I mean, the follow-up, clearly Pebbles is going to initiate in the team fights, and you have the follow-up from DR, but apart from that, I mean, there's just not a whole lot of mobility or follow-up stuns apart from that Glacius Ice Imprisonment.
Well, I mean, they have 2 CC tools from Puppet Master.
Yeah, I don't know.
I honestly, we don't see Puppet support pretty much ever. The last time I remember seeing it was Z-Freak, actually, in the game that SG actually lost. And this was like 4 or 5 months ago. And it's only notable, my memory's terrible, but the only reason I remember it is because I think Puppet actually can support. I think this is a viable strat for him, and I think that's why I've liked Puppet Master for about a year now. In other words, about 3 months before we started seeing him consistently. Partially because I love CC heroes, I think they're great, I think the Puppet Show is a fantastic ability, I think Voodoo Puppet's a great ability too, but mostly because I feel like he is a versatile hero. He can support and he can carry, and we've really only ever seen him in a carry role, which is a bit of a waste in my opinion, because if you pick him early, I don't think it shows that much.
So you don't think that Puppet Master can be most efficiently utilized as a carry?
It's not about most efficient utilization. It's the draft advantage it gives you if you pick it early. I think if you're willing to run it as a support, people see an early Puppet, they assume it's going to be a farmer.
Right.
And I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, if you look at his abilities, he actually looks a fair bit like a support hero. He's got 2 CC tools and an ultimate that does a crap ton of damage to a single hero that he doesn't need to be there to use. Like, if you put the Puppet up, your carry can attack it, that's fine. Puppet will get the kill, but like he can put the Puppet up and die, is my point, and it's not going to be that big a deal. Anyway, bottom lane, they're going to jump on top of the Mage Bane, but yeah, he'll just blink away, no problem. So they're running the aggro tri-lane, but it's going to be Swiftblade instead of the Pebbles as the focus, and I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, Pebbles solo top, this team is really messing up their lanes. I think that Izik really needs to utilize. I mean, when you pick up the Pebbles, you always need to utilize farm on that hero because the portal key is so ridiculously important. So I don't agree with this at all.
And I actually really like what Legion has done. I assumed it was going to be a Prisoner mid, but they've actually decided to send Bubbles mid against Doctor, who will do just fine, and in fact could very well win this lane. Until he hits level 6, Bubbles will be a better laner than Doctor. And this Empath Prisoner combo up top is going to destroy this Pebbles, and it's already happening. 115 GPM per Pebbles, and Slasky's got 290 gold per minute. Like, Pebbles is nothing.
I mean, where's the initiation on Izu apart from that Pebbles? They absolutely need that portal key on him.
Doctor? Maybe? Like, but he doesn't really want to do that.
Yeah, he's more of a follow-up. He's a great follow-up. But, I mean, here's the thing. Look at all the squishy heroes on Prime Icarus. Pebbles gets an early portal key, it will do so much work, and he's gonna die.
Yeah, Pebbles is fucked. So it's the toss, not gonna be there, and Shortcan actually gets the bloodlust. So, speaking of that, Shortcan is aggro jungle, so this is technically a pseudo tri-lane.
My love, playing well, as always. No homo.
Slasky lost his mana pot. Anyway, Puppet Master gets Sense of Illusions to the middle lane. And Bubbles, you should have picked up that courier. Yeah, he's gonna go for it. Get it! It's dead! They didn't upgrade it! How did they not upgrade that? I don't understand. This is a fake puppet, so it's not going to do anything. Bubble's just going to walk away. No, it's a real puppet, excuse me. It looks very much like a fake puppet. Anyway, Bubbles 1 second on the Shell Strip, doesn't have enough mana, and Bubbles is gonna die here. Yeah. There's a last auto attack. Shuriken gonna grab the Vagabond Leader and just continue to farm. So they do kill File, but he gets this pick off on the Hellborn Courier. Probably would have been better if he could have killed it earlier and then gotten the bottle and stole it from Doctor, but hey. Not complaining. I mean, yeah, maybe Puppet can initiate and just die?
No.
I mean, like suicide initiation, essentially?
Short range. I mean, I've been thinking about what you said, and I think that as far as Puppet Master being a support, I think it's good against a Mage Bane. It really is very strong for countering a Mage Bane, but outside of that, I mean, he lacks any AoE. His third ability is basically, it's not useless as a support, but it's drastically reduced in efficiency because he's not going to have any damage.
Well, I don't think the ultimate's going to really reduce damage very much because you just have to carry attack.
No, the third spell, Whiplash.
Oh, Whiplash. Yeah, Whiplash does nothing.
Yeah.
You don't even level Whiplash. You probably go stats before you go Whiplash. So that's the only real disadvantage, is he doesn't have 3 spells that are good as a support hero. But yeah, I'm watching this whole thing, waiting for somebody to die. And it looks like Glacius is going to get the health pot off, so he will be just fine. And they're going to have Essence Link and Wall off. Puppet Master not going to be able to do too much. Are they going to get the stun from Essence Link? Yes, they will. And the Leech is there, but he gets tossed on the Glacius somehow. It takes a health pot. That's going to be able to... No, the beautiful hook from Slasky will actually get the kill. And I'm going to try to chase down this Glacius as well. Empath is out of mana, but Shuriken has a Leech still. And will they have enough auto-attack damage? No, need one more! Glacius is going to once again get saved, and gets the freeze. Hook once again going to be there, and they will also kill those Pebbles, it looks like. One more auto-attack from Empath. They're diving this really, really hard. Empath going to be in some trouble. It will knock off the health pot. Pebbles is going to try to turn this onto Empath. The port's coming in, and there we go. The last auto-attack, 2 ports coming in, actually 3 ports coming in. And I think Prisoner and Empath are both dead up here. Swiftblade and Puppet Master coming back. There's no way that they can get out of this at all. They're going to kill the Prisoner. They're going to find the Empath. Awesome attack there. Prisoner actually going to eat his way through the trees, but Glacius should be able to freeze him. Yep, there's that. And Puppet Master has the Voodoo Puppet. Can't get in range, though. Prisoner. Is he going to live? He's going to live. Wow. Those ports were so late.
Yeah, a while ago you and I were casting with Shuriken, and he said if you give Slasker a Prisoner, it's a good game. And he played very well just now. Those hooks were on point. He got 2-3 kills with them, so well played on his behalf. Prisoner
and Gauntlet, man. The dude knows how to play hooks.
Yeah, quite the hooker. No pun intended.
No, he's literally a person who sells sex for money.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
Unless you're a girl.
It's
Wait,
a noble profession.
I don't know about noble.
I think it's a noble profession.
I couldn't, no. If I had a girlfriend, no.
The Shorthand's dead. I'm not saying if you had a girlfriend that you'd want her to do that. It's a little bit different.
Do you know what noble means, Quincy?
Yeah, it's filled with honor.
So how is that a noble profession?
Look, anybody who's willing to sleep with other people for money is either being abused in some way or very self-confident, and in many cases doing a pretty impressive job.
Hardly an honorable thing to do when you're not really putting in any work. I mean,
that's not true at all.
Work as in what you and I would consider hard work. I mean, I don't want to get into the graphic details, but
like to be honest, I'm not saying that people should go out and become hookers, but
that's what you're saying.
I'm just saying I don't think it's really something to be looked down upon too much.
No, I agree with you in that regard, but I don't think it's...
And I think it takes a lot of effort to be good at it, just like anything else.
Oh,
because it's not... Well, okay, for a lot of people, actually, who hire escorts and prostitutes, it's not about sex at all. It's about companionship.
And that's pretty easy to do when when you're born and raised as a pretty girl, you know how to socialize.
No, okay. First of all, when you're born and raised as a pretty... Anyway, we're going to jump on top of Prison, and he's going to make a lot of trouble. Actually, puts the ultimate down. Will hit on the 2 heroes, and they're going to have an Essence Link as well on the Pebbles. Scratch is somehow still alive. They're not going to get any turn kills out of this, though. And now Empath could be in some trouble if they manage to get a freeze or a CC on her. Yep, there's the freeze. Essence Link going to come out. They're going to try to turn this on to Glacius, so Empath does get the counter kill. I'm not really sure if it was worth it, though, because FJ picks up the kill on the Zowie, so... Probably not that bad.
Why was File staying middle? He doesn't have a TP.
Yeah.
Oh, get a TP, that would have gone so much differently.
Yeah.
Most
Sorry, Zowie, we're not talking about your team, we're talking about hookers. Hookers are more important than your team.
It ties into your team, Zowie, because last year is a professional hooker, and we gotta speculate and give our opinions concerning that matter.
I agree.
Yep.
Well, they're sort of trying to jump this doctor, but that was rather uncoordinated, to be honest. Also, Zowie, if you've watched like half of my casts, you should know that it veers into tangents a lot of the time. We've spent, especially like, at least 1 or 2 of the things where it was you and Nursey on the cast, I'm pretty sure we spent 45 minutes not talking about the game. It was kind of there in the background.
Should change the cast name to Tangentially Casting. I think that'd be good.
Anyway, at this point in the game, PI is pretty far up, despite the fact that the Izu have a 65 hero kill lead. PI is doing pretty well in the Golden Experience department, 2.5k gold and 2k experience. Slasky is the main benefit of this. And bottom lane actually then jump on a Swiftblade, who is out of mana. They're trying to mana void him. That's really not necessary. Yeah, last auto attack and go through short cam will pick up that kill on the Sickening. Top lane, they're probably going to try to turn this. Puppet Master going to put the Puppet Ultimate onto Slasky, but they're actually not going to lock him down. He needs to use a CC tool on the Puppet, and they're not going to do it. If he'd used the Puppeteer's hold on the Puppet, it would have locked down the prisoner, and he just left instead. Does he not know about that? Anyway, Empath can get jumped, but she's got the Essence Link up. Level 5, cannot get the As-1, but a Prisoner Ultimate going to get onto a couple of heroes. Pebble's going to die. They also managed to pick off the Puppet Master. Glacius is somehow still alive. Here comes Dr. Repulsion, but is going to quickly regret that decision. Yeah, probably not a great plan. They're also going to bring in Swiftblade, and they're going to continue to try to chase this, but the rest of the Legion side is sort of backing off here. Shortcan. They don't see him, he's behind them. Get the Glacius, no, spin onto Prisoner, he's dead. Glacius actually gonna get the freeze onto Shortcan, and now Shortcan could be in a lot of trouble. No, he's gonna bring him in fast, and he will die as well, so PI with a bit of a misplay right there. I think that was a fine engagement to take if they had vision, but the fact that they had no wards was a little bit iffy.
Right, not only that, but I mean both teams have been pretty slow to port or not to port at all this game, but there's
Ceratoss did not port.
I don't see any teamwork coming out from Izu. I mean they're so scattered and they're not targeting the same hero, they're going off in different directions. And worst of all, they're letting Mage Bane free farm bot lane.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know if PI has done that well in that department either. I mean, like you said earlier, Bubbles wasn't even carrying a port, which at this level should be insane. Mage Bane is getting pushed past the tower. He will blink away, but a regen rune on Doctor, actually they will find him. Didn't even knock out the regen rune, so well done from FJ, actually, managing to kill Ceratoss. But there, Ceratoss had a port. He had an ultimate. If he ports top and jumps in there, he's probably going to at least kill Glacius and maybe get a couple more. So...
yeah, but when you're playing a hero like Mage Bane, where farming is all you need to do, like for the first 20 to 30 minutes, it's so risky unless you can have a guaranteed kill, or 2, maybe even 3, to whoever you're reporting to. You might as well just stay and farm because the amount of time it's going to take to go up there, get the kill, and then come back to farm. You're losing gold in the long run.
I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and if he doesn't get a kill, it's probably a bit of a waste. On the other hand, if he saves a couple of lives, it's not that bad. And if he's going to get as aggressive as he did in the bottom lane, I'd like to see him be a little bit more consistently aggressive and, you know, help out his team. Like, I don't see why you'd push past the tier 1 tower and then also not port. Like, those seem like divergent decisions. Mana Void, yes, we'll stop the port, and it looks like Doctor's gonna be in a lot of trouble. He's gonna get mana burned a fair bit. Now he's completely out. Slasky's there, yeah, Wall's there as well, and actually Slasky gets the last hit. And in the meantime, File managed to kill the support Puppet Master off to the side. Used the Kelp field, so not bad. I managed to even up the hero kill score at 10 to 10. But
So Elder Parasite on Prisoner, and it looks like Magebane just got one too.
that's
Two
a
Elder
horrible
Parasites.
decision.
Yeah, I like the
really hate
but I
it.
feel like Magebane would shine more this game with
Eh,
a Shroud.
nice walls. Now he almost getting out of there, but the spin from Swiftblade a little bit too much. Yes, this Prisoner ult does make it look like he has permanent DD. He's got to get Khalif. He cannot get all the Arabic players right here. Like, he doesn't need to be active. They've got Parasite, Bubbles, and Prisoner, and he's not going to out-carry against Swiftblade and Doctor in the late game unless he has a cleaver.
Well, here's my issue with it. I love
middle lane. Swiftblade can be in some trouble. They will put the shackle on him as well. They also get that kill. Prisoner ultimate going to Glacius. Will pull him back in. Looks like Glacius will be in a lot of trouble. One more auto attack going to be there. Yep. But the response from the Hellborn side is strong. Slagmite's missed by Pebbles. They're going to turn this on to File though, and Bubbles will die. Looks like Slaskid is going to be able to get it.
The Legion had destroyed a Hellborn Tower,
which was kind of interesting because Doctor had plenty of mana. But meantime, they managed to finish off the bot tower as well. Short Cannon and Cerato's getting that kill. So in the end, not a bad trade for the Legion team. But now, for some reason, Slasky is farming the camp. What?
overzealousness.
Like, he saw a double stack and was like, oh, let's go kill that. Doesn't matter if there's 3 heroes right there. And there was a ward of sight that spotted him out as well, so that was iffy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's feeling confident, but when you have a DR that's a higher level and a higher GPM than anybody in your team, you still need to be careful.
Right, I mean, well, they don't know how well he's doing, to be fair, but I think it's just the positioning of the heroes on the Legion's side was, or the Hellborn side was basically just like, yeah, maybe don't be there so much.
And the 6-1 kind of gives it away.
That's true, yeah. He has 6-1, and he's level 12. They can see that. So they should have an idea that he's farming pretty damn well.
Yeah, as I was saying before, though, when it comes to Magebane, Elder Parasite is great if you're versing a team where you can get it, but when you're versing an enemy team where they have a Pebbles, a Puppet Master, and a Glacius, who will all keep you in place.
Is dead, and there's double damage on Cerato's. And he's going to be able to chase down Swiftblade. Doesn't look like it. Yep, Pebbles is coming in as well. Obviously doesn't have a portal key quite yet, but he's not too far off of it. In the meantime, in the background, they're going to drop Puppet Master and a Kelphill into 2. Swift Slash is going to go down, and Will kills now right off the bat. Looks like Magebane's coming in here. Short Can with a 2-man Minotaur Stomp. Manifold actually doing a lot of damage as well. They do kill Cerato's though. They're going to face hug onto Swiftblade. Last auto attack there will finish him off. Cerato's, or Short Can already has a puzzle box, but it's not going to be enough to help finish off that Doctor. So, in the end, Legion side lose 2 heroes. They take 3. But they lose the most important hero on their team in Cerato's, so probably a relatively even trade in the end because FJ didn't die and actually got another kill. Well, they're going to jump Glacius here. Will Bubbles have enough to get this kill? Doctor coming in, and now File going to be in a lot of trouble as they're going to turn this onto him. CC tools are going to be there, and he's dead. So tries to kill the Glacius, who was countering his ward, and that's not even going to happen. Glacius will finish off that counter ward, and they get a free kill onto Bubbles.
FJ's looking huge.
Yeah, he kind of is. And we were having issues with the laning phase. Middle lane, they're actually jumping onto Prisoner as well, who will put the ultimate onto Dr. Repulsor. That's going to pull him back in, but the combo from Pebbles, as he has picked up his portkey, no, actually he doesn't somehow. Prisoner's trying to get away. He's not going to be able to. The last auto attack misses up the hill. Slaskid with the plays. He's such a lucky bastard. So good. So now he's trying to body block, which is hilarious because that's going to get him killed. I'm not really sure what his plan was there. He had the As-1. Probably should have gotten inside of Cerato's. But Short Can also going to be in some trouble. He's in a Minotaur. They're throwing hatchets at him like crazy. Now they're going to turn this around. Glacius is immediately killed. And Short Can looks like he will be just fine. They are continuing to look for picks, but not going to find him. Pebbles going to back off. He's 300 gold away from his portal key.
The Legion had destroyed a Hellborn Tower.
Alright, so when you were having issues with how they were going to lane this, we didn't think they were going to do very well. And they didn't. But now that we're out of the laning phase, Izu's looking alright.
Here's the thing, Quincy. If they would have laned that accordingly, instead of their ridiculous lanes that they went with, they would be doing very well right now. Yeah.
That was probably the best combination.
And you need to focus on getting an early portal key on Pebbles. Like, that is an absolute necessity on that hero. There's no way around it. The hero's useless without a portal key. Not useless, but just 10% of what he can be.
Swiftblade probably would have been fine topped.
And
he's gonna. Are they gonna jump now? Yeah. Now he's dead. Sad times.
That he is.
Swiftblade probably would have been fine top, and he can actually do some stuff in mid game even without a whole bunch of farm, which is why he's been working as a suicide hero fairly effectively. But just the spin of the Swift Slashes does a crap ton of damage, and then you can get your farm up later once Pebbles has helped you gain map control with an early portal key.
Yep.
But because Doctor can farm the aggressive jungle, and that's going to open up the woods on the Legion on the Hellborn side first with you. So I agree, but as it stands, Izu is behind, but they're not super far behind. And with Certas going this Elder Parasite and Firebrand build, I think they have the late game.
Yeah, well, any team in Mage Bane usually has a late game, but I gotta be honest, I was hoping that Certas would go the YOLO build with the Basher to Elder Parasite, or vice versa.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been great.
Against a Doctor, I mean, you get a first hit or second hit bash, and that's probably a dead Doctor, because he will burn all your mana.
DR is opting for a Nullstone instead of an Icon. What do you think of that?
I like it.
When you're 9-1 though, when you're 9-1 as a DR, and you have a chance to get an Icon, about 17, not even, probably he could have got it at 15 minutes, so I think it would have been great. I mean, he would have like, what, 8 charges by now?
Yeah, Icon's a bit of a risky item for me, though. Actually, Certas is going to die in the bottom lane. I didn't say it at all. They're going to jump on top of him, so apparently you're right. But, yeah, I mean, now that Pebbles is a portal key, it's not a bad call, because the two of them can run around and kill shit pretty damn easily.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Icon, it's risky, especially against a Mage Bane, but if DR plays it accordingly and gets a Nullstone shortly after, I think it would make it risk.
I think he needs a Nullstone because of Parasite and Mage Bane with Mana Void, and the Shackle, for that matter.
Right.
And I don't know if he can afford going for a Nullstone and an Icon. I don't know if he's going to have enough damage with those two items.
I think he could have. I mean, he already had a Mana Ring. It would have just been 2k more for that Icon, which you would have had a few minutes ago, and he'd be about halfway to a Nullstone as of right now.
Right. And he's not suffering too much from not having a Nullstone immediately. I mean, I don't really disagree with you. I don't heavily disagree with his build either. I think both of them are acceptable. Because I am concerned about his damage output if he doesn't get an Icon, or if he does get an Icon on top of the Nullstone. Because where else is there damage? I mean, Swiftblade has spin and Swift Slashes, which is fair, but not really that much consistent teamfight damage. Pebbles has burst and he's done. Glacius and Puppet are really not going to be able to do too much damage in these teamfights. They need Doctor to be more consistent damage output dealer.
I think they have plenty of damage. I mean, Glacius ulti especially, it's kind of hard to hit, especially against a team that PI is running with, but if they can get it off, that is such a ridiculously good nuking tool.
Glacius ulti against Kelpfield, Prisoner ult, Parasite,
yeah,
Mana
that's
Void.
what I'm saying. Probably not going to work.
Anyway, Spirit Lane, Swiftblade is going to get jumped. He's pretty easily destroyed. Glacius ulti in the background actually doing a lot of this now. But in the meantime, they will pick off the bubbles. That's now going to be a lot of trouble. Doctor is jumping forward, going to be one outside that one. Going to push him off. Lasky's going to try to throw a hook. Puzzle Box Mauler is infested by Parasite. Easy kill on the Glacius. They're also going to put the ultimate on the Puppet Master, who will get pulled back in. That's a nice kill. Doctor has to run away. He will be fine. Gets a little bit stuck on this cliff, though, and is going to get off of it. So, in the end, both sides coming out okay. Legion side losing 2 heroes, and actually probably getting out fairly ahead considering Ceratops did not die. They managed to hit both supports and the Swiftblade, but don't get that all-important Doctor, or the Pebbles, who's actually a bigger of a problem right now. So, probably the 3 least valuable targets in the Hellborn team. But still, take up 3.
I feel like every hero on Izu is just looking at the recommended list for items to buy and they're just buying it. I mean, you see Swiftblade with the Steam Boots, or not Steam Boots, the Ghost Marchers and Energizer, DR with the Mana Ring and Nullstone, Pebbles with the Portal Key into Soulsport. That's all the recommended stuff that you see.
Here's what I hate. Nobody on the Hellborn team has Vestments. Going up against a Parasite and a Bubbles. And Mana Void's magical damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so. Just saying, guys. Maybe you want to get investments. Anyway, they will jump on top of Ceratops. He's going to blink away, though. Stalagmite's not going to connect. They probably should have waited. So, again, that's again, a bit of an issue with team communication. Seemed like that was happening occasionally in the laning phase. Meanwhile, middle lane, Cerato's going to jump on top of the Paris. Puppet Master not going to be able to hit the hook, and they're going to lock him down pretty effectively. Glacius dies right off the bat because there's nothing they can do. Swift Slash is getting eaten by the Mauler, and they will kill Ceratos in the end. And now PI should probably look to get out of this fight. Kelfield a bunch, but Shuriken's going to be in some trouble if they can finish him off. They can't, though, and they're going to kill FJ in the background as they lock him down. Kelfield, I guess? I'm not really sure. Shark going to finish off Shuriken, but now Pebbles is going to fall for that. So that's going to be a genocide, essentially, for the Legion side. How did Puppet not die?
That was unbelievable.
How did Puppet not die? Anyway.
Question. Yeah, if Pebbles and Puppet, or if Pebbles and DR hadn't tried to kill that Mage Bane a few seconds beforehand, they would have been fine that team fight. But DR was totally out of mana.
Yep.
Same goes for Pebbles. 'Tis a sad day for Izu.
Yeah, I mean, they're down substantially. They're only down 1 hero kill, but they're down 10k gold and 8k experience, which is not an insubstantial lead at 23 minutes in the game. Blade's just going to get shackled, and Slasky's hook is up. He's going to get the Puppeteer's hold on him. They're going to get the hook back. Glacius will get pulled back in and killed pretty easily, so now we actually pick up the kill as a result of that Essence Link, so not bad. File actually getting a portal key. He had a portal key after a Grave Locket and a push book. That's iffy for me.
Yeah.
This is really not that strong a push book lineup against the Hellborn team. Like, what's it really gonna do?
Yeah.
Doctor's still gonna catch you. I mean, Swiftblade Slashes are still gonna go through. It's not gonna work against the Puppeteer's hold.
Well, it does make Bubbles nearly impossible to kill, so survivability for one,
Right.
but that's about this game. Apart from that, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's no need for it for the Glacius ulti. You have plenty of CC for that as is.
The difference between a push book and a portal key is 100 gold. And I'm gonna go ahead and say the portal key makes it even harder to kill Bubbles. That's
Right.
just me. I mean,
Well,
you're right,
yes,
it's gonna be hard to kill, but... Anyway, sorry.
You're talking about Bubbles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he already has a portal key.
No, he got it after the push book, though.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He just picked up the PK.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. And DR picks up an icon afterwards. What? Are you kidding, FJ?
Yeah, that's wrong. If you were to go icon, you need to go first. You have to go
Dude,
icon
that's so
first.
many charges right now. This would be a completely different game right now. I mean, he is still 2 levels ahead of anybody in the game with a lot more GPM. Well, actually, Prisoner's lagging behind by about 15 GPM at this point, but those charges, man, don't underestimate them. They're so good.
No, I mean, and now he's going to have the same problem that I was having before with not having enough damage output. I mean, let's look at his auto attack damage right now, 119 to 130. Like, that's really piss poor. Doctor doesn't do a lot out of his auto attack damage. A lot of it is his jumping around in fights, putting your electric frenzy on people, the electric turds and shit like that. But still, he is going to be auto attack. And if he had a Hell Flower,
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn
Mage
tower.
Bane would be fucked. Or Parasite would be fucked. Or Bubbles would be fucked. Anyway, they're going to jump on top of Dr. Repulsor. They pull the Prisoner ultimate out. He's going to be able to walk out of it, and we'll still kill Pebbles in. Shorthand getting inside of the Wizard, actually. In the meantime, Ceratos is going to be the first one to die. In the background, Kelfield onto multiple heroes. They managed to kill the Glacius, but that's it so far. Push foot forward, Bubbles. So he's making use of that item, I guess, and going to get the Shell Surf on through. So now he falls on the impact in the background. And he did get the Az-1 off, but somehow is dead. I guess he was inside of Ceratos. That must have been the case. And in the meantime, they're going to be able to chase down this Pebbles. He's going to get silenced out, but here comes Dr. Repulsor. That's going to try to finish off Bubbles, but a nice hook from Slasky not going to matter as FJ gets the last hit. Shortcan again looking to finish off this Dr. Repulsor, but the portal key really realizing pretty quickly that he can't do enough damage to do that. So FJ does live through that fight, and how many charges does he have? 6 charges. If he had an icon earlier, he'd probably be up to like 16 now.
Yeah.
20. Anyway, they're going to jump on top of Prisoner. He had that regen rune, that was huge. And now Prisoner going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to put the shackle down, but obviously get eaten by the Nullstone. Jumping back through, FJ can finish him off. No, he can't. One more auto attack is going to be it.
What?
And File is all chatting. They're going to get the portal key away, but not enough mana now on FJ, and he's going to have to run away. He gets the leech down, but here comes Pebbles jumping onto Shorthand. No more creeps for him to infest as they all die to that combo, and Shorthand's going to end up being the one that falls, so... Damn it, Shorthand.
FJ is putting in work. Like,
I know,
watching
he's
that
carrying
fight.
his team so fucking
Yeah.
hard. He's... Oh.
Should be FJ versus Prime Icarus in the title for the
This
cast.
is pretty much FJ versus Prime Icarus.
Now, I have a very serious question.
Alright.
Why is there not a Zapdos alt avatar for DR?
Because Zapdos is copyrighted by HoN.
They should make it work. Pay them some money, I don't care.
That's
They
probably
need
not
that.
going to be happening. You could design something similar and claim parody, which is what I assume they did with the Bubbles Captain America alt. I don't know. I don't even know what that's called, but yeah, there are intellectual property issues with creating like Zapdos alt. That's clearly a Zapdos because people will get confused and think that Nintendo is somehow involved, and then that's not fair to Nintendo.
And my point would be that if you have the money to pay Samuel L. Jackson to have announcer packs, you have the money to pay
Well, that's I think a
Nintendo.
lot easier because Samuel L. Jackson's voice is a pretty valuable commodity, but as long as he does a good job, it doesn't reflect poorly on him to put his voice into the game, really. If Nintendo might be okay with doing it if they had significant input. And the other problem is Nintendo and S2 are technically competitors because they're both video game manufacturers. So,
How many computer games does Nintendo make?
I mean, none, but video games. I mean, gamers tend to be gamers. Are you telling me you don't own any handheld or console systems?
Not anymore. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, they're going to check out the Swift Blade. He's going to try to put the Energizer down. Not going to be enough, as the Shackle does way too much. And now they're going to beat the Hasty Retreat.
beat the hasty retreat.
Well, I was about to say beat the hell out of there, and I realized that was not going to make any sense, so I switched to the middle. It still didn't make all that much sense. Glacius is going to be in a lot of trouble. Transfers the deep Parasite.
The Hellborn have destroyed
Freezing a
Legion
Parasite.
Tower.
Not a good plan.
Yeah.
Glacius is 1 and 10 and 13, but not a good time. Mauler's gonna take a whole bunch of damage from this tower. Shorthand is gonna be able to get away before it dies. So it's gonna be a pretty easy 2-3 tower and sort of a backdoor exit. Brief Wave was way back there. Actually gonna jump inside but gets out before they can lock him down. Didn't even pop his Nullstone, so they're gonna look to finish off the racks here. Pebbles needs to jump in. There's a bunch of heroes right on top of each other, and he's gonna get a pretty good combo off. But in fact, they're gonna jump Ceratoss, which I don't really understand because he's not really the source of damage at this point. Racks do go down, and Mana Void does so much damage after hitting that Doctor. Kills both him and the Pebbles. They'll also take out Puppet really easily. Buyback from Pebbles and Doctor, and they're gonna actually be able to leave or get PI out of this game. Shortking gonna get forced out, but he gets the portal key off as there wasn't subsequent hero damage. So Slasky is gonna take the final death there, and they managed to pick off 3 hero kills, but it cost him a couple of buybacks. It is a 2-3 tower and a Rax. That Mana Void was huge.
Yep.
Worthy of brief song.
I'm curious as to why Izu initiated onto a 2k HP Mage Bane.
I don't get why they're jumping him at all.
Yeah.
He's not the damage dealer right now. I would much rather lock down the Prisoner and the Parasite. There are much bigger issues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Mage Bane is annoying, but again, 136 to 140 damage. And he attacks fast the other Parasite, but
And if you don't kill him in that initial burst, he's gonna live, no matter what.
Probably. Doesn't have a Shrunken yet, but it's probably enough. File, gonna drop the take cover, the portal key away, still has the no, he doesn't have a Shell Surf, he actually has 5 seconds on cooldown, uses the Scout Kongor, and I do not know why they're doing this. This is an awful play. File is still gonna die. No, he's not even. Oh my god, that was so bad. That take cover crushed, and again the Mana Void!
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That was really funny.
I sworn that we were watching a Gold Division.
Give up already.
This is clearly like
Why did they stop Kongor? I don't get it. They stopped Kongor to chase a Bubbles with a portal key and a tablet. It's Bubbles.
That reminded me of if Bubbles was a laser on a wall and Izzy was a cat. Yep.
Shortcan, you gonna live. Shortcan's gonna live. That's pretty hilarious. Look at the portal key on away. They did manage to kill Puppet as well before that. Slash is going on to Mage Bane, but he's a little bit too tanky for that to do too much to him. And they will back off, but only temporarily. Use the punch to even get that. Oh my god. It's a pretty good analogy, to be honest. They're gonna drop the freeze, but Short can just pop out of the damn Minotaur. Thank you. That was completely unnecessary to waste anyway. Blade's just gonna drop right off the bat, and actually the hook is the one that finishes him off. Switchblade Pebble still trying to do something, and it will glyph the last tower. That's not gonna prevent it from dying though. And I think we're gonna lose Rax here in mid as well. So PI gonna take a second lane, and there Pebble's gonna jump on top, but Shrunk gonna get popped by Prisoner, and Yell's gonna drop the ultimate. Didn't hit Doctor because he put in later. Will hit both Switchblade and Pebbles though, and the hook onto a bunch. Kelpfield there as well. Mana Void once again kills the Pebbles. Also gonna go down in Switchblade. There goes FJ. Too much mana burn to do anything between the Wizard and the auto attack. I gotta feel sorry for FJ a little bit there. He did everything possible to win that game. He just got no fucking help from his team. Also, his item choices were kind of shit, but they played pretty well. Anyway, anything else to say about that game?
If Izu had more wisely chosen their lanes, I think that they could have had an easy chance of winning that game.
I think they had about 4 or 5 different opportunities to...
Yeah, not only that, but Quincy, I'm not... Did you dose me with like a lot of LSD or something? Because I'm pretty sure the last 5 minutes of that game wasn't real.
We can go back and watch it again if you want to, but
I don't know.
I
feel like I'm seeing things. I don't know what's going on.
The sensory perception is not substantially different than previous experiences, so I have no reason to doubt the reality of that replay.
Alright, what you just said was, David, yes, I dosed you with a lot of acid.
This is what happens when you talk to a philosophy major about things, whether things are real or not. It's a bad time for all. But PI gonna take game 1 in... I don't know. I don't want to say Izu should have won that because I don't think they should have. But yeah, their lanes were wrong. FJ's item choices were bad. They never really got anything on Swiftblade. They didn't respond in team fights the way they should have. Or they didn't respond to jumps the way they should have with teleports. They didn't feel like they were coordinated when it came to fighting in team fights. They were on different targets. They weren't sure if they wanted to initiate or not. And it felt like a really, really sloppy game from a understanding perspective. I wasn't really there sitting, these players are bad, they don't know how to, they're not technically bad players. I think they played very well from a technical standpoint. It just felt like they didn't understand how to win in HoN.
Right. I gotta say something. Shout out to Black Dynamite and Twitch. I don't know you, but your name is fantastic, so keep on keeping on.
Alright, well, that'll do it for game 1, so stick around, guys. We will be back with game 2 in just a moment.